Good evening, ladies and gents. This is Nerd as the Human, and welcome back to the channel. We have had a little bit of a break, but we are back for our 3-year anniversary special here today. And this is a special little mod here. Saw this on Melkor's channel, created by Eduardo Souza and from help with Sarpig. This is a map randomiser mod, which you can probably guess already, randomizes the map. It's pretty good from what I've tried out so far. The maps are interesting, they're fairly coherent. There's very rarely any significant problems, and if I just toggle the fog of war for you here, yeah, you can see we've got ourselves a nice little peninsula to take from the Egyptians. A few little odd borders here or there, but overall, really interesting little mod, and it does a great job of creating intriguing maps, lots of bays which I think are particularly interesting, and cause the game to have quite a lot of intrigue to them. So yeah, we'll be here playing this today. I'll put a link in the description below if anyone else wants to play it. But the plan here today, well, I love Armenia. They're one of my favourite factions on the game, probably my favourite faction. And I haven't done a campaign as them yet. I quite like to at some point, but maybe today would be a nice time just to dip into Armenia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the files, and I'm going to generate a brand new map, because what I want really is a bit of a play around, a bit of an explore, to be honest. Because I've been playing a few little games when I've been off for the last few weeks, and playing a bit of Civ the other day just reminded me how glorious it is at the start of the game just to explore the map. And obviously on Total War, when it's historical Total War, you know what the map is like. It's the Mediterranean and a bit of extra land either side of it, but it's the world that we know. So I think for today, we're going to start a brand new campaign on a brand new generated map as Armenia, and we're going to explore, and this could go very badly indeed. I mean, this particular map I generated, I played an hour or so of this the other day, and we are completely surrounded. We do just have a border with this rebel city of Argos here, but so close to the Macedonians that that's probably just troublesome. I think the Germans came down with 2 full stacks, although we have a pretty good army shaped up against there, so I did manage to destroy them on that particular occasion. But yeah, we could just get stuck like we are currently as Armenia here, in our own little bay, but very much surrounded by enemies on all sides. Victory conditions, by the way, are still yes, Rome and 50 provinces. So there's an added twist of you've got to find Rome, which in this case is right in the corner. Oh, it's lovely. As you can see, some of the city names have been changed around just to fit a few more city names from the ancient world that I guess the creators wanted to add in, which I think is a nice little touch. Anyway, I'm going to reset and we'll see where we spawn. Here we are then, ladies and gents, then Armenia, sat in the little western side of the map, and aside from a little splash of water over here, we very much appear to be inland, which is probably not for the best on Rome Total War when you like to have an economy based on the ports, but we'll do what we can. We've got our capital Artaxata, we've also got Tyre of Hibernia, of course, and we've got Corinth, a fair bit of high fertility land around there, which is nice, I suppose, but yeah, okay, we seem to be surrounded by a few rebels, which isn't the worst thing to start off with, although it could mean we get ourselves a little bit isolated, so well, we'll have to see how that goes. Right, what do we have? Well, we have ourselves pretty much the normal setup here. I'm just going to plonk down a watchtower immediately. There are the neighbouring towns. Okay, we can stroll into these. Tell you what, do we want to stroll straight into either of these? We might as well. We can make it in. So I think we're going to go and do that. Lovely stuff. We'll just build ourselves a ram. We do need potentially some mercs. Now, I don't know how mercs work on this. We'll have to see about that. We'll send some archers down here to help, but that will take a couple turns. I'm going to grab our cav, and we're just going to wander towards, how far is this border? A little bit away. Not too far. Just there. Okay, another watchtower. Watchtower's more important than ever, and I like them anyway. But extra important when you literally no idea what the map is. So luckily nothing too close to us in that part of the world. And our third general over here, I'm just going to plod him. Ekbana, right next door. Okay, we could just stroll straight in, actually. You know what? Not the worst idea in the world. Let's just add ourselves another city. Straight in we go. Unless they're really good troops. Okay. Let's hold back on that for a moment. If they want to come out at us, we'll charge them down. I think we'll be okay, but that's an interesting one. Okay, well, we'll get ourselves a road. That'll be lovely. Won't worry about any troops for the town in the short term. And as for what we want, can't quite recall. Oh yeah, we've got experience with Vaughan of a Hagen. Sorry, I don't know why I always call him Vaughan, but I do. And I just remind myself of these temples. What do we have? Aha! Oh yes, of course, you're the weapons one, aren't you? So light weapons, armor, and 2 experience. Probably won't get to that today. You're just the happiness, and your happiness and law, which I guess is slightly better. So no need to worry about any of that for these ones. For Hagen, over here in the capital, probably not the worst idea. So we'll just get you in the short term. Okay, so we've got a couple of towns under siege. A lot of rebels surrounding us, which isn't the worst start. So it turns out that this army isn't a joke either, although we have the horse archers, so we'll be absolutely fine. Fine. Let's head in then, let's slaughter them. People do often comment why I don't play on huge unit scale, but I do actually have it on this rare occasion. Not quite sure why. Was probably playing around with something not too long ago and just left it this way. But it suits me for the time being, that's absolutely fine. Small towns though, it might start to be a problem. I do find actually I like the usual scale, the large scale as opposed to huge. But no, for this particular campaign then we are now going with huge, which is lovely. Hey, would you like to withdraw? Yeah, you see well, a couple of them getting very close there. Very close indeed. Warband, Naked Fanatics, and was there just some cav? I can't remember. So we seem to be around Gothic kind of territory right now, because this is a very similar set of units to what we saw in the other town. Are you going to move away? Yeah, there we are. We're doing some horse archering now. This is what we need to do. We'll do lots of damage like this, and eventually we'll bother actually ramming into them with a general. Actually, general, of course, what part of the reason I love Armenia is because the generals have themselves javelins. So I'm going to get myself over here. If we need to utilise the javelins or the charge, we will do that. That'd be magnificent. Let's start to get these guys over on one particular flank. That's lovely. You over here, and you. There is a tower there. So I'm just going to get you a little bit tighter. Just don't be too stupid about it. We want those guys nice and stretched out over there because these guys are shooting into the non-shield side. If indeed they're facing that way, they're not currently. But okay, at the start of the campaign, this is what you get with Armenia, of course. We don't really have much in terms of infantry, but we will later on, but we need to build up the infrastructure for all of that nonsense. Part of the reason I love Armenia is that you get the horse archers early game to kind of get you through, but after that you get the beautiful heavy spearmen and the sort of faux Roman legions, which are basically Principes, to be honest. They're not any better than Principe. But you know what? This is all fine and dandy. I think we seem to have these guys mostly dealt with. A few javelins, a few javelins coming in there. I think we're just going to deal with this warband by charging into them because they're going to just waste my arrows, to be honest. I don't need the arrow fodder to... yeah, they don't need to be arrow fodder. They can just go and be slaughtered. And the general's going to charge him. That'll be good. Yeah, that'll be good for him. Lovely stuff. You guys stop shooting. Just mop them up as well. Don't shoot down the generals, lads. And this battle, yeah, this is pretty much how you'd expect it to go, to be honest, when it comes to early Armenian battles. Unless you have more horse archers in the enemy, you're pretty much fine and dandy. At some point, I cavalry got caught up with this barbarian cavalry general here, and I completely missed it. So we have just lost 36 men, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll go and take the victory, damn it. A heroic victory. Looks like a fairly small population of about 1,600, so occupy, I suppose. We have a very cold area at this time of year. Interesting. So we can sort of see where the land turns to warm. Nice. Very nice indeed. Let's hear someone say that you end up sometime... I might be making this up. I feel like you can get it to be cold in the south and warmer up north as if it's Southern Hemisphere, but I might be making that up off the top of my head. In case you're wondering about the map, a few little bits of connections over here. So this is still connected as part of the continent. We are kind of just one continent here. We've got a couple little bays here and there, particularly the big one around here. A little patch of a lake. Interesting to see if there's any boats floating around there. Have actually gone on this occasion for the Imperator of Rome, but I could have chosen to do the short campaign, which would be Seleucids. Don't know if they're the other side of the map, so I thought we'd probably leave that for now. We are actually doing okay for money, which is not what I expect as Armenia. Normally the biggest challenge of Armenia is their catastrophic economy, but no, we seem to be okay on that particular front. We're just going to send this archer down here because whilst I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so Bohemia goes all the way over here. This is actually their port. Probably doesn't connect. Might do. We just don't know where the village is. There might be a second one just at the very edge. But this region could also have it literally there, which I suppose is one of the slight problems you could get on this mod. Are just the odd kind of isolated port, but small price to pay. It's just the odd settlement here or there, if indeed that problem comes up. Okay, Temple of Vaughan, I think it's good to just get that nice and early doors, just because it's going to boost the weapons we have. Although, actually, I'm going to get stables, because more important is that we have... Yeah, more important that we can get some stable... Actually, how the hell do you get there? Oh, this is the... Yeah, this is another problem that can come up. I don't mean to be bashing it. Unfortunately, I've just kind of got a bit of a bad draw with this, where... Okay, presumably you can go all the way around there. So Tara and Ekbana are fairly isolated. Worth noting, not the end of the world, but I don't have very much over in this part. So I need to be careful. This is a very, very good young leader, though, so he should be able to deal with things by himself. As for our tax tab, we'll just plod off in this direction for now. So this is Mauritania, which is Tingi there. Lovely. So it's more likely, by the looks of it, that we need to be walking in this direction. But we are just now walking up into the middle of nowhere. We could just be wandering forever in no particular direction. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Right, Tingi, let's go send some lads over in that direction. Honestly, one horse archer and one general should be okay, but we'll just have to see about that. Are you happy? They're happy enough if I send these guys out to scout. Okay. So can't see too much. This is obviously still our territory, but we're just going to float around. And now it's Byzantium. Still rebels. We seem to have spawned into a very rebellious corner of the world. Down to the south, we're going to put ourselves up another watchtower and yet more. So that's I was going to say yet more rebel towns, but that one is the one we already knew about on the border here. Now, one thing I didn't like about our starting position was it's very much in the flatlands. One thing that's great about this mod, from what I've seen so far, is you can get some great little geographical borders, particularly like this here. Look at that, one river crossing. And how do you get around here? Yeah, you'd have to go around there. So that whatever's up here is very, very safe up in the corner. As for the rest of us, are we just going to siege that one out? Yes, we are. There's only one turn left. As for Tingi, let's just see what's in the town. Oh, they have their own horse archers. That is a problem. So we'll have to engage them with the general. We'll deal with that in a minute or two. You might as well come and join this lad over here, and we'll just keep on exploring. I don't want to overstretch, but I want to at least find where the next boundary is. I mean, this... I don't know where this region ends, but this is a nice boundary. I mean, that keeps that side completely safe. And this town could be a good buffer, but especially as this border here is a nice river. So, yes, Aboradunum over there is quite safe, it seems. Anyway, let's keep exploring up to the north. There is Chersonesos, one of my favourite towns, actually, on the main game. I always like taking that. Right, there's a bit in there, but we've got our best forces over here. So I reckon we should just head straight in. Captain, super long name, unpronounceable, Vercasilvelianus. And again, there's druids and double experience necrofanatics, who do go down surprisingly simply though. Careful the archers, they might hang back since they're the general. We've got this absolutely fine. Let's just try not to lose too many cataphracts. Let's head in. Here we are then immediately into battle, and the archers are somewhat near the front. I need to pull them enough out of the town. They can either sod off back to the plaza, or I want to draw them out. That would be the ideal situation. Let's get the cataphracts out to this flank here. I'm going to shoot these guys, a warband and naked fanatics. Honestly, I'm quite happy to javelin the warband for a moment, but yeah, let's probably shoot down the naked fanatics. whilst we got the opportunity. The general's going to throw some javelins in, and we'll just smash these guys with... Yeah, you don't even waste your javelins, my good sir. We'll charge the cataphracts in, and we'll just have a bit of fun with them. You obviously do get the cataphracts at the start. The Persians start with about 3, don't they? Which gives them a huge advantage. But in comes the charge. Catastrophic charge into them. Okay, they did lose 2, which I'm not really sure how they lost any, but they did lose a couple. In the charge, I'll just pull the cataphracts out. Anytime you want to actually get out of there, lad. No. Keep running. Keep running. I know you're not the quickest in the world, but you're not medieval too slow. So get on top of them, please. Right. Naked Fanatics. General, you charge him this time. They're being shot at the moment in the back. But hopefully not for too long before we get the charge. So. You guys pull off. Stop shooting them. General charge has them wiped out as well. You get on top of them, mop them up. Good, no missiles being wasted right now. A very tidy start indeed. We're largely at the plaza at this point, but we do have ourselves a little bit of a shot here, at least in the back of the ball band. I'm not sure how close we are to shooting the archers, but we might just be able to pull them into something here. I'll probably send my general in a moment if I need to. Just get these guys just a tiny bit closer, see if we can pull something of intrigue into play. Cataphracts moving around to one flank. Are they going to shape up with their archers? Archers are reloading apparently, so let's just pull them out. Pull them out of there. Pull out our archers. Don't want to get ourselves shot down. Yeah, you see they got a volley in, which is a bit unfortunate. Just move out. No need to get yourself shot. What we're going to do instead then is get our general up close, and he's just going to charge in with the javelins. That should do the job very nicely indeed. Those warband will break before we even touch them, I imagine. And if the cataphracts would like to start running into position, that would be magnificent news. I'll go off your javelins, just charge into them. And throw your javelins in. And see what you can do. Just give them a bit of a poke. Pull back out of there. Throw your javelins. We need to not die, my good general. So let's see. Let's just keep them busy a little bit. Bring our archers forward. We're going to start shooting them down, but we're largely just going to try and keep these archers from shooting. So just get in there a bit closer. That'll be the nice job. Okay, cataphracts into the rear. You get yourself in position. Good. Back out of there, please, General. Just pull it in and out. Just keep them dancing. Keep them busy. And the archers will hopefully start to get shot down. Yeah, we see we're pulling them out of position now. Into those druids. Below the Horn of Destiny this time. Keep yourself towards the back. And cataphracts can line themselves up for a charge into the rear, which won't necessarily do a lot, but it will... yeah, the plaza does slightly get in the way of all that nonsense, but it should keep them distracted. These guys still shooting in. We're starting to shoot down a few more of those guys. Cataphracts, yes, line yourself up. Line yourself up. These guys should go on to runaway mode. And General, okay, good. Get in there, General. Get in there. As long as we deal with these archers, I'm very much happy about all of this. Get yourselves out of there, horses. Not what I want. Right, we're going to charge into those lads. We're not going to do very well because we're going to charge mostly into this little pole here or rock or whatever it is. But, oh, this is just not working. It's already completely failed. Okay. Horses, get yourselves back there. Back into him, my good sir. Can the cav get themselves around here instead? Will that do? This is the part of the problem. We're getting ourselves way too big right now. Way too big a unit size, and we can't... So now they're trying to go this way. No. Ridiculous. These guys are standing right in front of them. Go back over here. Oh dear, this is why we don't play on huge unit scale, people. This is why it just doesn't work inside the towns. I'm making a little bit of a pig's ear of it, but it's just trying to pull them off. Right, let's get these cataphracts into the archers. You into the naked fanatics. Blow the Horn of Destiny as you do it, and we'll just shoot in from a distance. Hopefully Hopefully these guys go into alternative weapon, please. Just start mashing their heads off. And that's largely the battle done, isn't it? At this point, go off shooting. Come and join the party. You can try and... General, actually. General, go off. Go off. The cataphract's going to push them off the plaza. Push them off the plaza. And everyone get out of there. Everyone out. Just let the cataphracts finish them off. Push them off. And that'll be the victory. Okay, a little bit awkward. Lost a few men that we didn't really need to, I guess. But you never really know. Never really know with the cataphract. Sometimes you just lose the odd man. Horse archers have got drawn into it once more. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. We've lost a few men, but not many. Pretty happy with that. Just one archer who's still hovering around. Archers can be a little bit awkward if they're on the plaza. So we'll take that. We'll take that. And whenever we want to kill the last bloke. There we go. Finally got round to it. And with that, yes. Pretty darn good. Victory in glory. Shaznessos looks like it's in a glorious position. Not a lot of population. 1,800 or so by the looks of it. Yeah, 1,966. So we're nearly there. We've got a shrine to Essis, which we will demolish for Vaughan of Hagen. And yeah, we'll stick with that for the time being, but we'll get the palisade up immediately afterwards. The general can't move very fast, so I'm not going to send him out right now. But how is the city looking in terms of happiness? It is 110. That's pretty good, actually. But he has a lot of influence, so we'll just let that calm down for a turn or so. We are really lacking people in this part of the world. I don't know if this Art Mercenary set, that might be complicated by... Well, I guess if they've got the region names preset, it should be okay. But I haven't looked into the files, so not entirely sure where we stand with that. As for this, I'd rather they come out to me than me charging at them. I reckon we can do it with the general, but not if we have to head into the plaza. That could be problematic. And Ekbana, they are going to sally forth and attack us, which is, well, an interesting one. The general's going to have to make good work of this. Horse archers could be awkward, but we will pin them as they come out of the city. And that should be good enough. Annoyingly, they've actually started outside of the city, so I'm just going to try and swing around and hopefully pin them. But they could be awkward here. They're already trying to swing in the other direction. So let's just catch them, catch them, catch them. There we go. We're immediately on top of a small handful of them, which is not quite pulling them in. There we go. We pulled them in, and just get the Eastern Infantry just to run in that direction as well. Going over there, go over there, get away from the Druids. Just get involved, hack down the Horse Archers, and hopefully the general will be able to do this job. It is a general, and they do have 2 experience, but I'm hoping we are okay. They're out in. You guys turn around. You guys turn around and deal with the Druids. They're a bit strong for you, but there's not many of them. And the general's going to come around the rear and clear them out. Get some javelins in, general, as you turn to face. That really wasn't the turn I was looking for. Blow the Horn of Destiny just to help your friends. That was a terrible, terrible charge. Get some javelins in. Just throw into the back of them, please. Do something useful. Eastern Infantry are steady. There we are. A javelin volley and a charge. That's them gone. Unfortunately, the Horse Archers have managed to reconvene themselves on the plaza just in time, but it's fine. Eastern Infantry there. Actually held for just long enough. They're not pink pyjama men, but they are luminescent green pyjama men, and I do rather love them. This should be the battle right here. General will carry the day. These lads are defeated. Another very small settlement indeed. We are in a bit of a weak part of the world, but bureaucrat, that's not a bad little trait to get on a 16-year-old. I'll happily take that. We're now the largest faction from the west to the east. Armenia are the greatest, as ever it was, sir. As ever it was. Ah, good old Belniari of Arasmostata. Don't know where that is, but it's somewhere in our world. Let's get a spy out. That'll be absolutely lovely. And 1 turn from the stables. That's great timing. So, you, my good sir, continue to plod. I'm guessing this is the end. Oh, that's not the end of our territory. This goes on for quite a while. Okay, but this is the only way any enemy can come. So, still Bosphorus. This is quite a big region. Now, this looks like we should have quite a good little border territory going on around here. This gentleman wandering off by himself seems a bit dangerous. But we will just have to see about all of that. Again, I think at this point of the world, we might as well get Verhagen. It's not the worst idea. You move over here. Happily, we've got good amounts of money. I'm not going to worry about getting the position perfect. There are Seleucids. There are the Seleucids next door. Interesting. We finally met someone. And we've got a terrible weak town on the border. So perhaps this is where we are going to be focusing some of our energy. Huge open plain over here. Don't like that. But Anatolia. Interesting. Interesting. What should I be doing right now? I should probably... This looks like a nice little place to block off. So I think we'll go and grab this town down here. We'll grab all the snowy lands. And it looks like we've got ourselves a fairly secure... This is all ours. There's no one in this bit over here. And this is all part of this territory, I think. So we should be okay. We should be fairly safe. Let's get ourselves some building going on in every town. Let's get the wooden palisade. That's very much of importance. You are getting farms. At least you're not on the border now, but a little bit concerning. You're getting yourself that. You're also going to get yourself... actually, we'll do it the other way around. I feel like that is safe enough in the short term. I wouldn't mind, though. Let's just send you with the general. That was a bad idea. It's just a couple of peasants just to quell the locals. That was that's for the best, I think. But this is a nice start. This is a nice enough start. We've got a quiet part of the world. So this is to the north. Could have picked that, as it turns out. I don't know if the mod does keep you near the faction you're supposed to beat on the short campaign. I don't think that was the case on the original file I showed at the start of the video, though. So we'll, I don't know. I doubt it. We maybe just got a lucky drop on that. But hey ho, I picked the long game conditions anyway, so no need to worry about that. We have our first war between Parthia and the House of the Scipii, wherever they are. But interesting, the old rivalries still managed to hold true. Quite a lot of building going on. We've managed to find, by the way, the Germans over here in the Kush territory. Interesting choice of a region for the Germans there, but that's just the way the dice has rolled on this occasion. We'll get rid of the second peasants. We don't need to worry about that, but we did get the building built before we got that rolling, so that's good. So we can see the whole border here, which is good for us. This seems like a very unlikely way for them to come. But it wouldn't be the worst idea to just build one more tower over here just to keep eyes over my territory. Build one more over here. Now I can see my mainlands pretty well. You, my good sir, yeah, that's one way of getting around to Expana and Tyra, but this river is lacking crossings where I'd like them. I guess it's just untamable, which is fair enough, I suppose. That is just sometimes how nature is. So, on to Hadrianton, and we have plenty to take out this particular town on this occasion. Very similar kind of a force. We'll get to that momentarily. Tingi, we are just waiting for them to sally forth. And over here, we've met... Oh, yeah, it's just more rebels, isn't it? So, Bosphorus region keeps on going, and... This is my faction leader, and he's 62, but he's a chief eunuch, which is a great little... It's a great little retinue to have. +2 to security, +1 to valour. Very nice indeed. But I think he's just going to have to keep on trekking around. Unfortunately, he's going to be left without this guy. But we'll try and send him around to help. You go back to Expana. That should keep that safe. That looks fairly isolated for now. A bit out of the way, which is good. You, my good sir, my good young chap, we can get some more horse archers out. So we're going to get a couple more. In fact, we have quite a lot of territory and not a lot of troops. So the way that the game is started with the towns means that I only have barracks in my towns and nothing like this. No horse archers. Before I get all of those, though, I will get one more spy because I want one to go to Germany, one to go to the Seleucids. Let's just make sure we've got our eyes. Yeah, our eyes looking round, keeping an eye on everything here because I'm not too. You're not feeling too confident with the intentions of our neighbours. Of course, though, we do have a battle over here in Hadrumentum, so let's head in. Let's remind ourselves, yeah, no range. We'll just be shooting them down. Another day, another set of horse archers running around. Anytime you want to, like, flee, just run away from them. Okay. Yeah, you guys flee. Oh, they seem to not be able to horse arch very well. Okay. You lads, off skirmish and just run out of there. That's how this works, remember. General, you come over here and help them because they are ruddy fools, the lot of them. Anytime. Anytime. This is the other problem when you've got huge scale, is that there's more units to get caught up in this kind of shenanigan. Because one horse gets caught and often the entire unit will run around. And that's kind of what's happening here just a little bit. So they're all getting pulled in for one silly little horse. Right, you get over here as well. Let's just put everyone into this. Horses, just pull out. You're supposed to be there to support the general, not really to really get yourselves murdered. Right, general is in there with these chaps. That's good news. They're now broken. Lovely. We're making a bit awkward hash of it, but we're making it slowly. The last real hurdle is these druids over here who are getting javelined by the old Parthian shot, which is just lovely stuff. Just run around. It's like racing. It's like playing with a toddler, just running around in circles. And one day they'll figure out how the game works. It normally works by the horses being fools. Yes, it does. I forgot about that part. Indeed, that is what's about to happen. But they broke, so it's all absolutely fine. Send all my horses over there, take them off skirmish, make sure we take out the last of the druids. That's good news indeed. And at this point, these guys have realised that they are utter gibbons and they really should have stayed somewhere nearer the plaza. Indeed, these men are perfect enemies, running away from all of us in terror. Indeed, we should probably turn javelins and arrows off and just slaughter them. Bit of experience for our lads. Heroic victory in spite of some of this silliness. And with that then we've got ourselves a load of retinue. Look at that. And we're going to occupy the new town. A little bit of population but not a huge amount. And a shrine to Esses. No, no, no. None of that nonsense. We worship Valhagen around here. Yes, indeed we do. So how big is this region? Indeed it does go down to the river. That's completely blocked off. So not the worst spot in the world as a southern border, but it is very open. I mean, a lot of the stuff we've got here is open apart from the odd little river here or there. So a few bits to worry about, but trait increase, good commander, marvellous. Gains of a galloper for +1 attack, a shield breaker, extra valour for the general bodyguards, and a turncoat slave as well. Oh, that's lovely, and that is not the right town, Thomas. This one is 32. He's a poor farmer, which is a bit annoying, but aside from that, we're doing some very, very nice work over here. Get ourselves more roads. One thing I'd like to do... Can you manage that? You can. Is the town still going to be happy if I send one more out? It's not very happy about that, no. Okay, we'll send the horses back. Don't you worry, but the general does need to go and build a watchtower. At the very least we can see, oh god, that's Helvetia now. Just rebels ahoy. We've got like the entire rebel section of the world here. This is obscene. Tingi fell to us as simply as the others. A sally from the rebels led to a very efficient charge from the general. So with that done, then we continue to move on south and just see what the borders hold for us. There we go. There are the Dacians down there to the south, Burdigala. Not sure we want to worry about that, although we'll keep an eye because this is actually quite a nice border for us. So I'm kind of happy to stick with this if that is indeed where we are. Ah, lovely. Another spy over here. Let's get ourselves our spy from our Taxeter before we get all the horse archers out. And we'll send them down south. That will be lovely. Actually, I was going to send I sent one over here and one over there, wasn't I, up to Germany? Okay, let's not worry about the Dacians for now. Let's just worry about the Seleucids, who we'll get to one day with the spy, but we'll send them off in that direction. Same with this lad over here. A few turns on then, we now have ourselves some map information. The Germans are a lot more visible to us, and indeed they have this little chunk of the coastline over here. A very, very flat bit of land that you can traverse very quickly indeed. Seems ideal for my horse archers, who are now starting to assemble on the German border. They seem to have failed to have taken term on, interestingly. AI having a few problems. Dacia down to the south, I haven't really met them yet, but I have met the Spanish, who are having a little chat with me, and yes, they are starting to take these towns. Yes, Hadrumentum over here is probably a good border for this part of the world, I would suggest. It would just keep away the Spanish and the Dacians. Meanwhile, I would say this river here looks like a lovely space for us to hold off against anyone else, presumably the Dacians, when they bother to move in this direction, which unfortunately for the Germans kind of means that yeah, this border right here is just some open plains, and that's not going to do, is it? No. So I would say this river here, and I don't really know what this region is, but this is a bit of Illyria. But you know what, this looks quite defendable as well. So I reckon we'll be we'll be taking this off the Germans before the end of today's episode. I think that needs to be the plan of attack. Oh, lovely. We're getting ourselves some new generals now because we have plenty of regions, but no faction leader has died, sadly. He has managed, though, to establish the northern border with the Carthaginians, and we're just going to head these lads back in this direction because whilst we do need to deal with... actually, maybe we can send the cataphracts off on their own job. Cataphracts can come down to Tingy to deal with the Germans eventually, but I think, yeah, we're going to send those guys over to that flank up in the north. Okay, you are now the new faction leader. That's marvellous news. Yeah, the Seleucids, to be honest, this northern passage here is so hard for them to get through. They're between the river and the mountains. They've got to come all the way around here to eventually make it round to Tara and Expana, but I mean, Tara's literally been empty since like the first turn, so yeah, I suspect we should probably do something about it. So that is indeed what these two units are going to do. I think, though, Corinth is just about ready to grow. Oh, it has just grown. Perfect timing. And we are also the most advanced faction. We're actually quite small. That's the only problem we've been having. Pretty much all our towns, apart from Ataxata, have been, yeah, towns under 2,000. So we've just been building a very basic infrastructure in all of these old towns. We can apparently build a port. Oh, isn't that just marvellous? I'm not sure we will be. Get ourselves a stables, another set of cav would be grand. But in one turn, lads, one turn, it's the cataphract archers. Oh, the Germans will not enjoy that when it comes to them. I'm not going to start the war anytime soon, really. I mean, anytime soon in my timeline. I mean, we'll probably just skip forward to it. But yes, I think we'll be building up a few of our forces first. A few horse archers up in the north in Nessos. That's a good plan. Lovely stuff. And the Germans have done the stupid thing. They decided to take us on in the field. Now, this is actually a little force which is going to deal with some rebels, which actually ambushed this guy on his way over to Nessos. But having got revenge and lost a few troops, we're now being poked by the Germans instead. Interesting. Well, let's head in. Let's take him out. Out of the trees come the Germans then, and luckily we have managed to find ourselves a bit of a clearing to shoot them from. I do want to try and keep us together as much as possible. If we can shoot them down with the horse archer, that's fine, but this is a general of 93, faction leader obviously, so we need to try and battle him as separately as possible, to be honest. Let's get these guys over here, you guys over here, you guys face them straight on, please. General, fill the gap. And a bit of a playing, bit of a toying around kind of a game here. We want to not engage this general for as long as possible. I suppose if we can pull him far away and start shooting him in the back, that would be lovely. But for now, yeah, we'll just shoot down the spear warband and see where it goes. We are starting to do some damage now, especially with a good old run around we've currently got going on. We seem to have largely largely kept the infantry out of this affair for the time being. Every time I change, they just change back. But they are now down to 79, so we've killed about 14 or so. Oh, that was a big volley there. We're starting to hit them in the rear now. They're getting winded. They're not happy about this, and those guys will take forever to join up. At this point, we're finally going to engage them properly. We've got them pretty tired. They're waving, they're shaking. There are a lot of us surrounding them. We've got them isolated. That's the general. That's their faction leader, I should point out. And everyone is knackered. Everyone is knackered, but the German king lies dead. He's taken on a few horsemen in the forest. He's got himself killed. Glorious. We're kind of low on arrows to finish these guys off, which is a little bit ridiculous. We might have to do a little cavalry charge in the rear to finish them. But you know what? I'm happy enough to try and do that. We'll give them a few little volleys, and we'll give them a little slam in the back, and that hopefully will clear them out. We can only hope. They're steady, exhausted, so we should be okay. With them facing this way then. Yeah, they broke before we even touched them. This is perfect. Okay, good. Everyone get on top, and that's the battle right there. Good. The first engagement with the Germans is complete, and I might have been a bit ambitious saying we can win this war today, because I think we're probably 40 minutes into the video already. However, you know, maybe we can do a little bit of a mini-series with this as well. I don't see why not. It's looking quite good fun. I'll see how the video does, to be honest. But, oh yes, this is a good start to the old German campaign. Is there a more heroic victory than that? I do not think so. Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war. Indeed, they are now moving in on Chersonesos. Unfortunately for them, the cataphract archers have arrived. As if the horse archers weren't terrifying enough. They still haven't even taken a turn on. How hilarious. Right, well, this guy over here can make his way back to Chersonesos, which will probably slaughter this lad anyway, but we'll organise ourselves and we'll send our troops over towards Mero, over on the north end of their territory. That will be marvellous. What is their border over here with? Rome. Good, that means Rome is nearby and we can take it one day when we need to. Lovely stuff. Okay, we'll just continue with the Watchtower program, which is going quite nicely, to be honest. Not strictly necessary, I just like it, damn it. This one's a bit dark, which suggests that there's probably rebels around, or the game is glitching out. Both are quite likely, because that one was absolutely fine. And the Germans are, as ever, subtle in their diplomacy. Who knows? Let's accept the offer, but yes, the battle is ready now, ladies and gents. We've got ourselves cataphracts and cataphract archers, as well as our horse archer horde. Oh, this lad fancies his chances, but I don't know why. It's another day, it's another dead German leader. Let's go in. In case you don't really know the cataphract archers of Armenia, they are unique to them, and they have 23 defense. These are fairly, yes, unceremonious versions of them without any of the blacksmith buffs, but yes, 10 and 8, but it's also long-range missiles. These guys are catastrophically good, particularly you only need a minor city cavalry stables to get them, which is absolutely insane. Oh, it's just magnificent. So let's just get all the horse archers in the world. Something the general I need to slightly worry about, but even last time we saw we can take him out. That's kind of what you lads over here are for. If we need to, we'll just send the cataphract archers in and they'll chunk them away, because to be frank, they seem to want to come and face us, which is funny, but oh dear, we'll just chunk you out if we need to. Oh, no, we'll just hold back. They're not quite doing it. They can stand around and get shot a bit longer if they want. I think the general's even throwing in a few javelins at this point. Getting slaughtered. Oh, it's just magnificent. They don't know what to do. Seeing as these skirmisher warband don't seem to know how to army, we're just going to mop them up like the filthy peasants they are. In we go. We'll probably lose one or two of our own men here for no good reason, but we'll do what we need to do in the short term. You lads keep on shooting down the general. We do have some cataphracts somewhere. Yeah, we've lost a couple men dealing with those skirmishers. Probably got the odd javelin into us, which is pretty much these lads' Achilles heel. They don't have shields, but unlike the Pontic version of this unit, who are a bit lighter, got themselves a shield though. So, oh well, the general's pretty much entirely demolished at this point, and the rest of the army isn't far behind. I think they decided to fall back, which when you're infantrymen and you're taking on horse archers, isn't always the most sensible plan in the world. Unfortunately for you, my good sir, I've actually got horses, yeah, ready to mop you up. And with that, I think we know how the rest of this battle goes. If you ever doubted the power of the horse archer on Rome Total War, 841 to 14. Oh, just lovely. Did actually lose a few of our cataphract archers, unfortunately. But they are very good at taking out other generals, simply because, particularly at this point of the game, they are so heavy. Now, I was going to send him over in this direction, but it appears the Romans have turned up. Hi lads, this is our territory. Royally sod off. Thank you very, very much. Now, they'll probably quite fancy their chances against us. They're welcome to sally forth. It's not going to end well. We actually do have some proper heavy spearmen coming in as well. Also from the minor city. 18 defense, full-on phalanx, 8 attack, 3 charge bonus. But of course, as a phalanx unit, they're very much defensive. But Armenia, not known for their infantry, these guys are very, very solid indeed. Part of the reason I really do enjoy the Armenians is that they do have decent infantry. They do, unlike the Persians, actually have infantry. These guys are genuinely very good. So can't be arguing with any of that nonsense. Corinth sent a few more men in that direction. Taxeter, you my good general, you come over here with those lads. Oh, that was a bit slow, wasn't it? You come over here by yourself. He can catch up in his own time, damn it. And, oh yeah, we got plenty of men. By the way, the Spanish did decide to attack me. I don't quite know why. I had a little general popping down watchtowers. They poked me and then proceeded to run away. Not really sure about that, but we'll let them do their own thing. These guys have some experience from shooting down some rebels, so we'll send them to come and help as well. These watchtowers seem to be doing strangely little at times, but oh well, the job seems to largely be being done by them. So hey ho, we're going to get ourselves organised and hopefully take up some more of these German towns. Here we are then, the big battle with Tilo Scarface himself, apparently. Is that another? It's a factionaire. Okay, how many? Oh, he is +8 to his hit points. Fate-handed anyways. But this man, many a cruel blow. And more than just a few low blows too. Oh, brutal. What does that suggest? -2 influence, +8 to the hit points. +1 morale. And nothing too much else, but a bit of Galloper as well. Fine. The main army poking me is virtually nothing. And then we have the actual army in the city, which is a very fertile family member who sits along with a priestess. We're not going to talk about that one. He's a very lively man, though. He's going to soon be very much dead. And you can see we've got more men coming down south. But let's leave it here today with this one final battle. Let's head in. Let's slaughter those Germans. The game thinks it's fairly equal. I would say the tactics are very much going to work in our favour. Let's head in. It's a shame for the Germans, it really is, because I think the Germans have a fantastically interesting army, fairly unique, particularly for the barbarians of all their axemen. Some lovely, lovely units, and despite the forest somewhat getting in the way of battles at times, it is very, very fun to play as the Germans, particularly as their early phalanxes, which are a bit random, to be honest. They are incredibly effective, of course, against all of the other troops you're likely to come up against. So yeah, they're pretty darn good, but they're not very well suited to any of this nonsense, are they? No. They probably don't like facing the Scythians either. Oh dear, oh dear. Unfortunately for Mr. Scarface over here, he's managed to walk himself right into the classic horse archer trap. So we'll be shooting him in from all angles here. The old horse archers, the cataphract archers, can start shooting at him as well. And we're going to get the cataphracts in to close the trap, if indeed that's what they want to do in a moment. Oh, this is just lovely. Where does he want to go? Because wherever he goes, he's going to get himself shot to ribbons. Oh, Mr. Scarface, you did not think this through, did you? Okay, in he comes. We're just going to charge him in. All the arrows in the world. Oh, that is so beautiful. And the Scarface will... Oh, he thought he got away, but no. Down he goes. Horse Archer Supreme, cutting down the most incredible of all enemy generals. And now it's time to line up. The cataphracts are just plodding around, really. They don't need to do anything more than this right now. But the final battle is yet to come. The city are wandering our direction. The rains are falling, but the composite bows are not affected by rain in this universe. Oh, I love it. I don't know why they allow this to happen, but here come the cataphracts. Here come the horse archers in the rear, which is just what we want to see. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, yes, yes. They're going to put down their spikes, and immediately they're going to be the slowest unit on the earth. Look at that. Okay, so cataphract archers, don't you worry about fleeing for the time being. Are they going to do a little jig? They are doing a little bit of a jig. Okay, well, we'll just let... You know what? Honestly, all of you, charge into the screeching women. Cataphract archers, you can go back onto skirmish for the time being. That's absolutely fine. Just get the cataphracts moving in this direction. The general can throw javelins if he wants. Oh dear. Apparently I've turned on the Cantabrian Circle with the Cataract Archers. No need for that, my good sirs. No need for that. But we have got lots and lots of horses in the rear now, which is just going to cause so much confusion from their point of view. General, honestly, we can give you a little charge now. Cataphract Archers, you come and join us. Cataphracts. Oh, apparently we've got something going on over there. Apparently. Didn't know that was happening. Okay, in we go. Down goes the General immediately. That didn't last. I didn't even have time to activate the... alternative weapon. Fine, fine, fine. We'll just pull out of that then. Back to horse archery. Apparently some of us did get caught in the end because skirmish mode is stupid, but hey ho. Well done to one unit of Barbarian Cav who managed to do the job. Enjoy facing the cataphracts in a moment. You'll love them. They are definitely your friends. We're going to send the cataphract archers to go and help if indeed they wish to go and do so. Oh my. This isn't great for all of these lads, is it? Let's go and send the general back over here. That will be perfect. Okay, so the Germans are probably about as good of an enemy we could have possibly had to face here. I'm pretty pleased that we've ended up facing them. They are gloriously awful against our army. Let's go and make sure we mop up as many of them as possible. Pretty much down to the last few units here. And oh yeah. Oh yes, the cataphracts making short work of these lads here. Cataphract archers maybe go off shooting because we actually haven't lost any cataphracts so far in this battle. Might as well keep them alive as much as we can. Although at this point the cataphracts aren't going to catch them, so might as well be the cataphract archers shooting them down. And how have we not won? Oh, there's like 2 units left. The music's given up. The musician's gone home, but at this point. There are still a few of them left to finish. Let's just charge them, honestly. They'll be dead soon enough. There's a couple lads over here. I think the game knows I've pressed charge at them, so it's now, yeah, turned around to us. Oh well, the battle is as good as done. Time to finish this off with a good old horse archer charge into the back of a phalanx just to finish it off. Oh, that's just perfect. We'll turn off the horse archer at this point. There's not very many arrows left in most of their holsters. That is not the right word. Anyway, not enough arrows left, so we'll hack down whoever's left, and it's pretty much the battle right there. 7% loss to 100%. Oh, that is catastrophic numbers for the Germans. And victory. Crush the enemy. That has never been a truer statement. None of them left. But, okay. I'm just going to auto-resolve that. We'll deal with that in a moment because I want to do my outro. Okay. Where are we? Where are we, my good sirs? It looks happy enough. We'll just occupy. Tingy, want to have a chat? That's the Dacians to us. Fine. Now, I probably gave up more men than I needed to in that battle, but We still have enough. It's fine. We will put that under siege. Don't have a huge amount of money, but I'll spend what I've got to buy at the mercs just to get in the town. The Dacians are now... Dacia? Dacia? That's not your bit of the border. For Pete's sake, they haven't got the memo. Anyway. We'll put Persepolis under siege. We've got some of our heavy spearmen here, which is just nice. That's what we want to see in our army. Heavy spearmen for the town and heavy spearmen for up north, just because that should do the stats some good. It looks like everyone's going to attack me, so Total War has officially turned into Total War. That is fair enough. But here we are. Here is the map, randomised map editor mod thingamabob. I've been really enjoying it. This has been good. It's been really good to kind of play. It's like playing Rome for the first time again in some ways. You know, kind of exploring where exactly are the cities. I mean, obviously I knew the map on Rome, but I didn't exactly know where all the cities were. I had the map, and my map's actually on the wall next to me right now. But no, there is no map on the wall this time. I had to find all my cities. And okay, I've landed in a very rebel-heavy part of the world, and I've managed to carve out a very nice little territory. Ideally, if there was any diplomacy in this game, I'd have a lovely border here along in the north, and honestly, there's very, very little. Actually, I didn't notice this crosses over. Oh no, that's just our border, Thomas. That's not a river. It just looks very similar to the river. Yeah, there's very little that they can do to come get us. That's a rather small border. There's a tiny gap there, and there's this kind of small gap on the bridge over in this direction. There's basically nothing you can do over here until you just hit Tingy, which, to be honest, where are we? Yeah, we've got this open plain across here, which is what we're trying to shut off with our border down in the south. We could have a lovely little empire carved out here, and this feels a bit like a Civ map right now, and I'm very much enjoying that feeling. But sadly, we might have to go into total destruction mode. It must be said, though, if we were going to do a little bit of a longer mini-series of this whole peninsula along here, I mean, the Thracians don't hate us yet, but there is a lot down here that is its own little world. And, oh look, nice little bit of Crimea over there. Yeah, this could be interesting. We could very much carve out a sort of a nice border in the north, and actually, this whole thing could be ours. Okay. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see more of this. We might be able to fit in a little bit of it here or there. But as I say, Ostrogoths are going to be back next Monday. And we'll probably try and do the odd Wednesday thing. For the time being, in terms of guides, those kind of things, I'm going to plan to do one a month. And we'll try and build it back up from there. I was doing 2 a month, really, or every 2 weeks. Before I stopped, so we'll go back to 1 a month. Work is a bit hectic, and there's only so much I can fit in right now, a full-time job, so we'll see how we go. But for now, we'll definitely have our weekly series, and hopefully some other little bits every other week as well. So I'll see you for that. But thank you for joining me. This has been a 3-year anniversary, of course, and yeah, 2,000 subscribers, well, a bit over 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all for joining. It's been lovely. We're just about big enough on this channel now where there are common commenters that I almost feel like I know because they're in the chat, they're in the Discord. It's just lovely. We've got a nice little community here, and hopefully it can continue to build. So for now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas. This is To Nerds the Human, and this has been a lovely little map randomizer mod for Rome Total War. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Go, my puppies, go! Hunt down the German dogs.
My chariots are complete lunatics! Stop charging into the spears! Stop charging into the spears! Why do these guys not break? Everyone else has fled! Go home! Go home! What is happening at the chariots?